got to give ourselves to this struggle until the end. Nothing would be more tragic than to stop at this point in Memphis.
Hold up, he gonna get this work. He gonna get this work, nigga. Hold up.
Okay, let me get my camera on. Ah, there we go. Eddie!
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo!
Man, that intro was dope, man. I like that intro.
That means a lot. I appreciate you saying that. I worked hard on that intro. Amen.
Amen. Well, you know, being from Memphis and all, I'm love me some Martin Luther King.
That's what I'm saying. I saw that. I saw you from the city, man. You and me, we have a lot in common, Eddie. We are the same in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And for everybody tuning in, sorry for the delay. I had some fucked up shit happen, but we gonna get it. We're gonna get this work.
What part of Memphis are you from?
South Memphis.
South Memphis, man.
Yeah, gutter. It's gutter.
Come on now. Come on. I spent my time. You familiar with Nutbush?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I grew up in Nutbush and Frazier. So it was North Memphis for me.
I'm like East Memphis, South Memphis, White Haven, that trio.
Yeah.
That's my area. I don't really deal with North Memphis like that.
Yeah. See, you're a young buck too. Back in the day, it was Gangsta Black in South Memphis and 3-6 in North Memphis, and Playa Fly, and yeah.
I mean, we got I don't know if you heard, we got Young Dolph and Key Glock, man. Yo Gotti. You know, that's what we got. That's what I grew up on.
The new generation, man. That's
it's from the city.
I didn't even know, until my kids told me that Yo Gotti was from Memphis.
So you from Memphis, like in there?
Memphis. Yeah, Memphis. Yeah, I grew up in the hood, man. It was
See, I like that's why I was saying, like, when you talk, I done heard you speak. I ain't never really had a conversation with you, but I done watched you. I done heard you speak. I'm like, man, something about that man. I like him. Something about that man.
Yeah, I went to Kingsbury. So
I went to Hamilton.
Hamilton High. Yeah. See, back in the day when I went to Kingsbury, though, even though there wasn't no white dudes playing ball, we still had national championships. So we walk around there, national championship. Yeah. It's about all we had, or state championship. My bad.
So where you from? Would you say it was like predominantly black, right?
It was very diverse. It was Kingsbury was probably about 55% black and 45% white, or it was a little bit. There was quite a few Hispanics too. So,
well, see, my high school, it was like 99.99. It wasn't no snowflakes walking around there.
That's right. Oh, we had plenty of those.
Yeah, man. It was had we had one, it would have been like every day of school would have been like, man, wow, like, one of those are here type. Like it wouldn't have. It would have.
What's he doing here?
Man. What you live at, man?
What's wrong with your parents, man? Why are you over here? What's wrong with you?
But no, I really wanted to sit down and chat with you and rap with you because, like, even though you believe, I always found a liking to you. That's what I'm saying. Like it was like I don't really. I mean, I don't, have you watched my videos? I don't know if
Yeah.
you know how I am. And it's like,
But I feel you though. That's the difference.
and that's what I'm saying. It's like you when you talk to Oz and you talk to everybody else, I'm like he feel it. Like it's and so I don't, and I couldn't understand that, like, because
I get that a lot.
I'm like used to. I won't say I'm used to it, but I'm
Kojic.
Can I say stereotype? I stereotype Christians.
Well, but it's not.
I think that's the word.
I wouldn't even really say it's stereotyping because it's in our, at least in our city, it's so prevalent. It's
Right.
it's like the fundamentalist capital of the South, man. And that's why I can relate a lot with you guys, because I actually went through a deconstruction. So I went to a Southern Baptist church when I was a little kid and had all of these crazy Southern Baptist beliefs, 6-day creation and all that. And, and growing up in the streets, I just didn't care about God. And when I got older and married and had kids, then, started to think about a lot of things I didn't think about. And I just couldn't make sense of it. And it felt like I'd been lied to my whole life. And my whole worldview that I just kind of assumed, I didn't build my worldview, I just kind of assumed it, just come tumbling down. And it was scary. It was, if I'm not thinking the right way, believing the right stuff, am I going to go to hell? And, all these crazy things. And I actually became agnostic for a little while.
So would you the area you grew up in, how many churches were in your neighbor? You see what I'm saying?
Man. Church, liquor store. Church, liquor store.
They think I'm capping. They think I'm playing.
That's exactly how it was. You go the white neighborhoods, it's just a bunch of churches. But you go the other neighborhoods and it's churches and liquor stores, it's bullshit, man. It's it's how that's part of that whole marketing strategy that led to so much of the poverty that goes on in our city.
Well, see, because I asked because in that Hamilton area, there is a church almost on every block, Eddie, and it's damn. When you said, I'm like, man, it's that they're everywhere. Even a 2-minute walk apart, down the street on the same street. It ain't even 5 houses between them, and they're Pentecostal, Southern, huh?
And what's messed up is you can go to one Sunday and they talk about how the ones down the street going to hell.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, man, y'all got it all messed up, man. There's,
I want to clear it up, Ed. So you do, you do believe in God, right?
Yes.
You are a Christian.
Yes. I'm an anti-fundamentalist Christian. So you and I, Oz, and everybody else actually have the same goal, and that's this harmful brand of Christianity that's been pushed to so many Americans. It's it allows people to be bigots, it allows people to be racist, and it allows them to rule with an iron fist of fear.
So would you say there's a non-harmful brand of Christianity where in that's the part you follow? Or
yeah, it's the traditionally the issue is the church, period. Even if we're talking about the Catholic Church, the Orthodox Church, it's even if people aren't intending to use these organizations as a way of control, being fallible people, it ends up that way. And I would even say some of them even design it that way. Once we get outside of all these doctrines that we're supposed to hold to, then Christianity, when I say I'm a Christian, I mean I'm a follower of Christ. I do what Christ did. I go to the people that Christ went to, all of the people on the streets, the drug addicts, all the ones you'll never catch, people in prison. That's my people. That's who I love and care about. And I don't preach to them. I don't evangelize. That's not what Jesus did. Jesus went amongst them and healed them and tried to lead them and love them. Now, there were times he was really agitated with his apostles because they apparently were a bunch of dumbasses. But other than that, so, and that's the thing is, I don't live by legalism either. If people knew the kind of language that Jesus used, it's the same thing as what we use as cuss words now, the same Paul and all of these. So once we take the church out of the picture, think about it. How many times have you heard the word heresy? It's heretical. It's heretical. Do you know what that means? That means it goes against what the Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church deemed was Scripture. What gives them the authority? Well, they think they are the authority. They think that they are God's church, and he's continuing to reveal himself through them. Once you peel all that back and you get away from the European white man kind of Christianity, this Platonism, this all of these metaphysics that were foreign to Jesus and all the Jewish people at the times, you get to an actual real message,
And what would you say that message is? Or just like, love people.
Love people. It's not believing a certain way. It's not doing things. If you look at Judaism, they have what's called mitzvahs, and a mitzvah means a good deed, and they get rewarded for their good deeds, and they preach and teach to do good deeds. How do you know that you love somebody? You do things for them. And that's all. We're not supposed to beat people over the head with a Bible. It doesn't tell us what, there was a church at that time they were trying to spread, and they did go to all these foreign lands to spread the church. But there's to extrapolate that from then when they're trying to spread the church to that's what we're supposed to do now. Who in this country hadn't heard of Jesus? I mean, come on. What am I be like, excuse me, can I tell you about Jesus? It's like, no, that's love people, man. That's what people need. People need love.
So, okay, let me see if I can ask you this one. When it comes to being a Christian, like, do you I think you might have just answered this, but I'm trying to see if I can get it clear. Do you try to win people, like win souls?
No.
A lot of a lot of Christians that I see them, and I'm listening to them. I'm not saying a word. I'm just listening. They want to win souls. They want to bring people, and they want to convert you. And it's like, what do you do when like, do you?
I don't. I let my life be an example. If there is a heaven, if there is a hell, I thoroughly admit I could be wrong. I'm not certain God exists. I believe God exists, and I believe that Jesus is in some kind of relationship to God, but I'm not certain by any means. So I live as though God is real, and I love people as though I could be wrong about, the whole heaven and hell thing. But given my study into hell, it's nothing. First of all, there's not a hell like it's taught by fundamentalism. There's At most, there's annihilationism. People just cease to exist. One of the old cliches you hear from atheists is actually spot on, and that is, how can you be punished infinitely for finite crimes? That makes no sense. You can't call that God good, and you won't find that in Scripture. It's not there. There's like a couple of places where it alludes to eternal life, and they extrapolate from that. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Jesus talking about Gehenna, the weeping and wailing, gnashing of teeth, and the worm never dies and stuff. He's literally talking about the valley of Gehenna. He's not talking about this realm that people go to, because the worm never dying is maggots. That's where the dead bodies of the common criminals went, where the dust doesn't cover the bodies, things like that. And when we start peeling it back and looking and saying, how did we come up with this idea? Well, it didn't start to form to almost 300 years after the original Christians. Where did it form? In the Orthodox and Catholic Church, who were originally Middle Easterners, but as it started to spread, and they took a lot of the Hellenistic influence with them, they enjoined that metaphysics and came up with this weird, crazy theology that we have, because they're the authority.
So, like, I mean, I hear you talking about the Catholic Church, but they don't. Would you agree that they are claiming to believe in the exact same God as you? You see what I'm saying?
They say that they believe in the Abrahamic God, and I don't do, to me, I'm not going to say who's a Christian and who isn't. I'm not going to say, if there is condemnation, so-and-so is condemned, or this, that, or the other. I won't say those. If they claim to be Christians, I assume that they're Christians. And if they claim to be Christians and they say things that are, or make laws in their church or things like that goes against what I think that Christianity is or originally was, then I'll speak out about it.
So, hold on. I want to highlight this. I want to highlight this comment somebody said about you. I think this is where I'm at with it. It's like, we appreciate the type of Christian you are. It's just, man, it's so many of them. You like 1%. You could call yourself, I would call you a minority inside your religion or Christianity. So it's like,
the truth is, though, we're the majority, but we don't evangelize like that. We're the silent majority. We believe in living our life. So you can take, not all, but most Lutherans, most Methodist, Episcopalian, Anglican, most Catholics, the Orthodox Church, all of these, they're not even exclusivists. They don't even think that they're the only people going to heaven. They don't think you have to be. But we don't believe in evangelizing like the fundamentalists do. So you always have that that loud minority that seems to speak for everybody. And in this country, they are extremely loud. And we're very ignorant as a population about traditional Christianity and the actual intellectual side. There's a long line of intellectual Christians who don't parrot this faith nonsense, who don't, dangle people over hell. And if you don't believe like me, you're going to hell. That's something that is specific to our country. And since the majority of the population is ignorant, they hear this and they grab it and they develop their own theology around it. Even Catholics, most of the Catholics I know hold beliefs that are counter to the Catholic Church because they've heard these loud fundamentalists. Now, I'm not saying that they're a small minority. I mean, there are lots. You look at the Southern Baptist Convention. I mean, it's one of the largest single denominations in the country, and they're almost exclusively fundamentalists. Pentecostal, Assembly of God, interdenominational, non-denominationals, almost all of them. Of course, your non-denominationals are the Baptists hiding in disguise.
So what I want to ask you before I forget this question. I think this I like what type of what denomination or what church do you go to? Like, do you go to church or how do
Nope.
you do that? You don't
I
go to
don't go
church.
to no. I don't believe
Mm,
you won't find corporate worship in the Bible. It's not there.
mm, mm.
This is
See,
a feel good club mentality where now I'm not going to denigrate churches because they do a lot of good things for the communities. There's most people don't realize that they do have food pantries and things like this,
I
and they
agree.
do have some good things in the community. But it's almost like they'll welcome you with loving arms and all of this while they're judging the hell out of you. If I walked in there, if now the church we went to here, a lot of college kids, so you can pretty much come as you want. But a lot of the churches I went to, if you weren't wearing a suit and tie, or you
Wow.
weren't all spiffy and have your Sunday clothes set aside just for Sunday school or Sunday church and stuff, and if you're not like that, I mean, I've seen church splits because they brought drums on stage. I mean, that's how cantankerous these people are. And it's like their club. And you don't, oh yeah, you can come on in and be a part. Oh, but we won't allow sin to be part of our church. So they'll let you come in and try to love on you. But if you don't become a member, you can't become part of that church because you're a sinner.
I wrote this down as you were speaking, and I kind of have this theory that I'm working on where I feel like these churches that we're speaking about, I feel like they lure you in with the love in the New Testament and what would Jesus do, and then once they got you in, now it's like, okay, now do this, do that. You still a sinner. You gotta be a part of the church. It's almost like my theory is that they sucker you in with the New Testament, and then once you in, they beat you over the head with the old. Like, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to this way,
You
like
are
with the drums.
100% accurate. That is exactly what happens. One of the reasons I went through deconstruction, I couldn't live up to the stress. I was never good enough. I was never spreading the gospel enough. As a kid, or a young adult before my deconstruction, they had us knocking on people's doors at dinner time. I felt so uncomfortable. And I'm like, this isn't right. These people don't want to be bothered. I don't want you at my house. Why are we just showing up at these people's houses, And I will say this, from my experience, a lot of them actually do really mean well. They really think that they're saving people from going to hell. But when you look at that under the surface, what does that mean? You don't believe like them. You don't live like them. So you're automatically lost. And that's one of the most arrogant, pretentious things that you can carry.
I agree. I threw my hands up because my youth ministry, they had us go to the mall, man. The fucking mall. Man, you talking about pressure on your ass. I'm like, I'm walking up to complete strangers, white, black, 30, 40, 15, 17, 18. Have you heard the good news? Like, this man and this woman are trying to shop here. And it was this, I remember like it was this one dude I walked up to. He had the loop piercings with the lip, with the whole good goth look. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do it. I walked up to him and I was just like, you know what? Man, fuck this shit. How you doing? And I just shook his hand and walked off.
Like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'm gonna holler at you.
Man,
I'm gonna go back over here. Yeah,
but,
yeah. I feel you, boss. It was some of the most uncomfortable. I tried to be who I wasn't for far too long. And I said, you know what? If God's real, then he allowed me to go through the experiences that I went through. And if he allowed me to go through the experiences I went through, there's a reason for that. And that's because there's people there, who's rough around the edges, who says shit, damn, drinks bourbon, all that. I love on people, and I don't, if they ask, and that's the thing is, I don't have to evangelize if I wanted to, because I have people ask me, well, how can you do that and be a Christian? How can you say these things and be a Christian?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about the life of not being a legalist. Let me tell you about the Proverbs where it says, if a man is depressed, let him have a strong drink to drown his sorrows. Let me tell you about the real stuff that your Baptist church ain't going to tell you about. There are a lot of real world scenarios in scripture that we don't get to hear about because they don't want us to hear about it.
So are you a active reader / follower of the Bible? Like, how often do you read it? What do you take it with a grain of salt? Are you like, where are you with that?
I do more study on the Bible than reading it. I want to know, like right now, I've spent the last 3 or 4 months really deep into Judaism because I want the cultural context and the understanding behind Jesus, who was a Jew, and the people he was talking to that was a Jew. And you would be just stunned at so many things that we've been taught that is nothing like the Jewish people thought. It's like this whole church spin on it is what it is. So I don't read my scripture regularly. Like I have read through the Bible, but I don't go to scripture and look for insight for daily living and things like that. I don't do any of that. I don't feel God. I have no feelings. It's not like people have heard me say in the past, we've been through some tragic things in our lives and God seemed the furthest away. Well, I was looking for a feeling, and it's not a feeling, it's a practice. There's not this nearness that God has or this. Now, yeah, there are times I've had what I thought were religious experiences, just weird moments. It's not anything. I didn't see something. I went and checked myself in if I did. And I don't question people's experiences because, I know people who are pagans and have experienced pagan gods, and I don't want them bastards waking me up in the middle of the night telling me, hey, I'm real, bro. So I'm just like, I let people have their own experience. I don't question their own experience, but I have my skepticism about it.
My next question. So I'm trying to like see what your brain is like. You know what I'm saying? So like how do you feel about, I know you said you don't, you studied, you more so the last 3 or 4 months you mainly been studying, trying to get the cultural context, but I gotta ask you, man, how do you feel about this OT, man? This old Testament. Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Exodus, man, it's rough in there.
Yeah, and that's
how do you feel about it? Like what is, because I'm sure you've read it.
Oh yeah,
and there are, it's like I'm asking you this is a loaded question because there are people who they pick verses out of the Old Testament and apply them to today, and there are people who stay away from it altogether. And so I'm trying to see, like, what do you think of that whole, but that was the Old Testament, or like I get to pick a verse out of Genesis that applies today, but when we pick a verse out of, you see what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I'm with you all the way. It's like what? Yeah. Why didn't God condemn slavery?
Well, I won't see. I ain't even with it. See,
no. It's a good question. It really is. So let me give you my perspective. I'm a Christian because of Christ. I'm an evidentialist. I'm convinced by the explanatory scope of the resurrection hypothesis. I'm not certain that Christ is God. I am just convinced that there is a God given the natural revelation, the natural theology, the metaphysical arguments for God. I'm convinced that God exists first. Even if I wasn't a Christian, I'd still be a deist or a pantheist or something like that. So I accept the Old Testament because of Christ. I don't accept the Christ because of the Old Testament. So when I look back at the Old Testament, and first of all, we gotta look at the literature that's there, the kind of people that it is. It was a brutal world. What was God's intentions if God was behind it? My position on it, it says some screwed up shit. And I'm totally okay with saying it says some screwed up shit. It's the only thing I can make out of it is, one, I don't think that first of all, I don't know if God really told Moses all these things. I don't even, it's hard for me to even say that this is, because I'm not an inerrantist. I don't think that's a tenable position. We can go back to that if you want. I'm not sure if God told Moses all these things. Maybe God told him some things. Maybe he didn't tell him anything. I don't know. At that time, a lot of wars, they attributed, all the cultures would attribute to the gods, whether they win or they lose. There's a lot of mythology in the Old Testament. We're missing so much cultural and historical context. We have these documents, and we're trying to understand these documents within what we know about the Canaanite culture, what we know about the Jewish culture. So I think the honest position is we're missing far too much information to say God did or didn't allow slavery. I'm not sure if God did. I'm with you. I'm like, what's up with this? Why, how? And that's something I'm still trying to work through myself. There's some crazy stuff in the Old Testament, and I'm just like, I know the world was brutal at that time, but if this is supposed to be God and he's supposed to be setting people apart, why do we have, dashing babies' heads on the rocks? Why do we have bears mauling, children for what kind of shit is that? What is that? That makes no sense to me. So that's something that I'm personally, I don't have a good answer for you, and I'm still trying to work through myself.
I like that. You making it easy for me. I like everything you just said, man. So, okay. My next one is this. Do you pray?
Oh yeah, I do pray.
You do pray?
Yeah.
But prayer? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, prayer to me is more like a meditation. If God does things for me, I will give thanks to God when things good or bad happens, whether he's responsible for it or not. I don't know. But to me, prayer is meditation. I don't think that we're supposed to be praying. I mean, God's omniscient. He knows everything, right? So he knows whether I'm going to ask for it or not. He knows whether I need it or not. So let's say, God, I'm in financial trouble. I need help. Well, did he know I was going to pray that and things are already in the works to happen? Or if I didn't ask for it, or things not in the works to happen? That makes no sense to me. I don't think that's what, if we look at Jesus's model for prayer, what did Jesus say? Lead us not into temptation. Give us this day our daily bread. Basically just saying, hey, this is my needs. This is, what my needs are. And I'm going to lean on you for my basic needs to be met. Where does Jesus say, he does say, pray in my name and it'll be given to you. But if we put that in context, it's if you pray in the will of God, it's not that you're going to get stuff. He's not a genie in a bottle. We're just praying to God more or less to align our will with his will. That's why he says, in my name, according to my will. And I think it's more about molding us and getting the proper mindset than it is about getting things.
Okay. Well, I know the answer to this question, but I'm asking anyways. Do you respect other people's religious beliefs, like other people who believe in different gods or not a god like me? You know
Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to be judged according to what they're convinced of and what they're not convinced of. I've often said, and I'll say it again as clear as possible, being an atheist is not irrational. I literally think, I mean, I am just on the other side of the fence. I am convinced that a God exists, and I think that the story of Jesus and who Jesus was, and what Jesus taught would be the best idea of who the God. I mean, come on, who to think about it? You know, God gives His own Son, whether He. See, I call myself an agnostic Christian because I don't know about the incarnation. It doesn't make sense to me that God Himself could be a man and God at the same time. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm agnostic on the Trinity. It doesn't make sense to me. How can we have three persons and not three gods? It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I call myself an agnostic Christian, because I'm agnostic on those things. But if Christ is some kind of divine relationship and He decided to take this burden on, and assuming He knew what the burden really was, I mean, how great of a story is it? You know, so I just think that Christ is in some kind of relationship with the God that I believe exists. But I don't expect, if somebody doesn't believe in God, I don't expect them to accept a resurrection. Dead people don't come back to life. You know, that just, you know, and dare I say, it takes a presupposition of God, in my opinion, to come to a resurrection happening. But I'm convinced, you know, because of other things, that a God exists. So it's the presupposition for me is I think a God exists, you know.
Well, see, I asked you that one because, I mean, you know where I'm at with it, man. You know, I'm anti, but see, it's so weird talking to you because you believe in God, but you're nothing like what I talk about. You see what I'm saying? Like you believe in God, but I can still come over your house for dinner and shit. Like you won't treat me different. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of,
I will if you try to put sauce on my ribs.
But you don't put
rub only, baby.
I about to say, I know you put some seasoning on it now.
Dry rub, baby. Yes, that's it.
But,
no steak sauce. When I make steaks, if you try to put sauce on it, I ask you to leave.
I don't put steak sauce on my steaks either. I like my shit.
I like the steak.
Yeah.
Unless it's bad, then it gets steak sauce.
But I think me personally, I'm anti-theist. I'm against the religion. I bash it. I'm disrespectful to it. It disgusts me on a lot of levels. I'm just trying to tell you, 100% truth. Like I don't fuck with it, not even a little bit. And so when I hear you speak, I'm like, you don't even maybe
represent.
Yeah. I don't know who you
represent
are.
What you. Yeah,
I don't know you.
But the difference is I respect your position. I understand. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be you, but I have my own frustrations and I have my own. So I'll give you a little bit of insight. You know, I was telling you about a lot of things we've been through in our life. There's many times in my life I didn't want to believe in God, but we don't get to choose always what we're convinced of or what we're not convinced of. We just find ourselves convinced or not. My wife and I, we lost a daughter. And you think for a minute I wanted a God to exist? I mean, I was angry. I'm like, wait a minute, where's this God that I've been told about who's supposed to be a good and loving God? Where's this God at now? Why? How could you possibly make good come out of this? How could you, everything happens for a reason, all that BS, and there was quite a few years I had nothing to say to God, nothing, and that's just one tragedy. We've been through multiple tragedies, and at the end of the day, I couldn't get away from being convinced that a God exists. And I can tell you, while it still hurts to this day, that was to be 8 years ago Tuesday, while it still hurts to this day, I can tell you there are good things that came out of it. I don't sweat the petty stuff. I put a lot of shit into perspective now that I didn't put in perspective. Now, if you want to call those good things that come out of a tragedy, I try to be an optimistic person. So I say, those are something that came out of it. I know how bad it can be. So a lot of the stuff that would normally bother me does not bother me anymore. And it has matured me. But I don't give a shit about that. I would rather have, my daughter. And that's the thing is to this day, it's hard for me to square an all good God with, having gone through that.
Man, it's like what Kyle said, man. That's really, I don't know what that pain is like. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's a struggle. It's a struggle for me sometimes. When I lose loved ones, or when people tell me about, something that I can't even. It's like sometimes I don't even know how to. What to even say to them. And I think it is better for me to just shut the fuck up and let them know I'm here versus trying to sound smart or, you like when you said that, I'm like, I can't.
Well, I'll tell you, that's, me being a person who likes to talk. It took me a long time to learn to just shut the hell up, and that's because that is at times like that. I had my mother who was never a practicing Christian, but it was always Jesus, Jesus, faith, faith, Jesus, Jesus,
Sound like my folks.
Yeah, she had a lot of drug problems, a lot of problems, but somehow faith in Jesus was her answer. It was like a crutch, that's it just kind of, when she had no hope left, it was like she leaned on this idea of faith. And I heard that so much growing up. I can't stand the word faith. If it was a person, I'd slap it, it just, but when that happened, she literally did not offer anything. She just shut up and listened. And it was everything in the world to me, to not have somebody trying to, because I can tell you, anybody that's out there, anybody that goes through any kind of tragedy like that, the last thing they want to hear is God has a reason. Because I'm telling you right now, I'd have knocked somebody's ass out if they'd have told me that. I'd have been, well, there's a reason your ass is knocked out. Because that is one of the worst things that, and this is something I've talked to Christians about quite a few times, man. Somebody's going through something like that. You don't be offering excuses, just shut up and listen and love them.
Well, see, Eddie, man, I look at religion and believing in God and what do we mean by God. I look at all this shit different from most people. This isn't just, because I play this game where I tell people, I'll tell this group of people I'm convinced, and I'll tell that group of people I'm not. But the things I say about this character in this book, I whether I was convinced about his existence or not, I would still say them. You know what I'm saying? Like my videos and the shit I say, it wouldn't change if I was a theist. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying I would be a Christian, but if I was convinced that a God exists, I would still be saying the same shit I'm saying. And I play with that. I know it may sound like, I get to have it both. I get to have my cake and eat it too. I have it both ways.
It's totally fair. I mean, it really is totally fair. because you have a right, even if you're convinced God exists, whether God exists or not doesn't. Then the next question is that God worthy of worship?
Right. I think that makes it worse if he does. And so that's why I talk like that. It's not that I'm. I know a lot of people who believe in God. They say shit like, "Bro, why do you spend so much time talking about something you're not convinced of?" And I look them in their face and say, "No, I am fucking convinced of it." Now what? My shit. I would say this same shit if I was or wasn't. So it's like I talk as if he does exist, it makes all this shit worse. That's how I talk. And this whole atheism thing, not believing in God, not being convinced. This is my fucking, this ain't just my position on an issue. No, this is my fucking. I'm protesting. I'm I didn't get to march in the streets and hold signs and shit. So I'm doing what I can with what I got. This is my fucking protest, Eddie. Where I'm from, like what you said about your mother. Motherfuckers believe this shit without question. I have never heard a black Christian say something about some teleological ontological. They don't even fucking know the arguments. They just believe it, Eddie.
Yep. I agree with you.
How the fuck am I going to talk? How am I going to have a conversation with them about some logic when they not even using it?
You hit the nail on the head. You can't. I mean, I'm not going to say, I don't make judgments or decisions on whether somebody's coming at it the right way or not. If somebody feels like they are, I give them that respect. But that is the thing. At some point, rationality goes out the window. Right. And when rationality goes out the window, you are literally talking to an irrational person. You're never going to make any sense to them. So at some point, all you can do is shame them, or
I'm glad you said that. Shit. Woo.
No, I'm telling you, man. Bro. I'm telling you, you don't understand when I say I feel you. I mean, I'm feel glad you do. I really, because this whole faith idea, like it's this blind, epistemic, justified. It's bullshit. That's not even what the word means in scripture. And here in this country, everybody, well, you just gotta have faith. And I'm like, bro, what is this faith? Why don't I have this faith? I'm not gonna. Yes, I have, as they will say, faith. My brakes are gonna work, but I've tested my brakes 100 times. I worked on the brakes myself. I know, barring some crazy ass incident, my brakes are gonna freaking work. These stupid comparisons that they do. It's so, to be technical, you have what's called fideism and non-fideism. Fideism is faith opposed to reason or aside from reason. In other words, they're just believing shit. And non-fideism is faith is nothing but what the word actually is, pistis, which means trust. I have seen what I believe to be God work in my life at some point, and I trust that God's going to continue to work in my life. That's it. If somebody told me just to believe something, to believe it, bro, get the hell out of here. And I'm with you on it. It's anti-intellectualism is what it is.
Like, man, Eddie, I'm like, I mean, you know what I'm saying, but like where I'm at, in these streets, you bring up not believing in God, everybody back up from the table. What you mean? It's like, that don't exist here. When people don't understand the expression or the exaggeration I put on this shit when I say there are no fucking black atheists. They always bring up, no, here's one, duh. But you gotta get in. I'm over exaggerating it so you can understand how serious this shit is. These motherfuckers. If you do not believe, it's something wrong with you. Like,
yeah, it's like
family, friends, motherfuckers that you eating bologna sandwiches and eating Cheetos, going to class with these motherfuckers. They find out you don't believe in. Ain't nothing changed.
I've seen it my whole life. I've seen some of the hardest people that I grew up with talk about God's the reason I got out of jail. Where the hell was God when you went to jail? Where the hell was Do you think God's smiling on you because you just popped off a few and hit some innocent bystander or something? But if somebody wants to say they don't believe in God, then all of a sudden you act like they got some kind of disease or something. Yeah, I will speak. So for all the people that don't understand, even though I am a white guy, I grew up with quite a few black friends, and I can tell you right now, if you are black and you are not a Christian, you can be shunned from the community, not just your family, the community. They act like, it's
Ain't
so
black no more.
Yeah, it's so embedded in the ideology and the culture there. You have, like I was joking earlier when you were talking about, and I said Kojic, because Kojic is one of the biggest denominations or black denominations that comes to the city every year. Don't dare ever say you're not, a Christian or you don't believe. It just, they literally act like they can accept anybody, that's been to prison for any reason whatsoever and gets out as long as they believe in God. But if you're a normal everyday person who hasn't done anything and you don't believe in God, all of a sudden it's like, oh Lord Jesus, we got to pray. Something's wrong, and it's
Wait, shoot.
Yeah, it's and to be honest with you, man, it's atheism in general in this country. It is the only group of people that people are allowed to openly discriminate against, and it's disgusting. You can't be elected as an official if you ever say that you're an atheist. Business owners can't let people know publicly that they're an atheist. They'll never get any business, and that's bullshit. We say that we are making strides as a as a country, and we're getting past all these things, which is bullshit in itself. But the fact that we still have all the systemic racism that we have, and we still have the openness of being discriminatory against people who just don't believe like you. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Well, see, Eddie, I don't even know how this sounds coming out my mouth, but I think this on a daily basis. I don't even think black people should. Nah, I don't think we don't even have no time to be wasting on this God character no more. We don't. I feel, as much as I look shit up and do my research and study, I'm playing fucking catch up, and I feel like majority of people I'm from, we fucking behind on everyday shit. Like, what? Like, I thought about this a couple of days ago, and I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking. If people who don't know my story, every day after fucking school, we was at that damn church, and my brain and the shit I was exposed to was in their fucking hand. I'm with you. I go to school where they not really teaching shit. I go to school, get on your bus, come to your church. You know more than me. You're older than me. Everything I'm exposed to at that point is in your fucking hand. I'm ignorant to what the fuck really out here. I don't know shit. I'm trying to be a sponge, hoping you'll fucking teach me, and they taught me shit. Jack shit. I should not be fucking 23 still looking up basic shit. Like, I can't even I don't know half of shit about no stock market, none of that. I'm looking it up, but why the fuck don't I know about this already? We spending all our fucking time going to church, and it's okay to go to church if you gonna fucking do this other shit too. They not even doing it. It's just go to church and let God have it, and then you fucking go home barely fucking eating. You don't know how to apply yourself. Ain't nobody showing you the way. The way is God. That's it. That's my problem. I can see if motherfuckers believing in God and we able to actually put dents in some shit. I don't even know much of nothing about the history of this country like that. I'm looking every day. Every day. It's some shit I find out, and I'm like, why the fuck don't I already know this? These motherfuckers, they had my brain 12 fucking years, and they didn't teach me this shit. Why the fuck am I just? I mean, come on, man. It's like the way I talk about religion, how I feel about it, I feel like they wasted my time. The people before them wasted. It's like even our greatest, African American heroes behind me, people like this believed in this God. And during that time, I understand, we had bigger fucking issues. We ain't had time to question our motherfucker beliefs. We were trying to, tell these motherfuckers quit spraying the water hose and the dogs on us and shit. Ain't nobody got time to question if a God exists or not right now. But in this day and age, it's like that shit need to be a part of this whole conversation. I want that to be the same way we talk about racism and police brutality. We need to talk about religion the same fucking way. Why aren't we?
Yeah.
The fundamentalist bullshit. That shit need to be right there on that paper. Hey, equality in fucking religion, racism. All these. People. There's this new thing. Critical race theory. I'm still looking up and shit. But like all of this shit that I don't know, I should have been new. Basic shit. I should know this already. Don't fucking. That's why I'll be so upset, because it's like, bro, they had my fucking brain. They had my ignorant, feeble mind in their hands, and they taught me Nathaniel bullshit. And it's like all these motherfuckers know is God. That's it. We don't know shit else about nothing. It's people who ain't, bro. Come on, Eddie. Let me work. It's black people where I'm from ain't never read the fucking Bible. They know everything about Noah's Ark. Huh? Yeah. That's a problem. Noah's Ark. But what the fuck is 2 + 2 divided by 3 minus 0? What is the answer to that question? Where is your credit and debit and your stocks and your what are you trying to do, and how you gonna do your 401k, your tax return? Do you have health insurance, car insurance, insurance? We don't ain't none of that in that community. It's just fucking God. That be my problem. It ain't that I want to fucking spend 24/7 hating a God I ain't never seen. It's like, bro, like what else out here, Eddie? What else? Like the Bible Belt buckle. What the fuck else is out here for me? It feel like, honestly, you can't do shit but either rap or start a church in this motherfucker. Either you rapping or you taking motherfucking money every Sunday. That's it. And them your best two options in this fucking city. Get you a little. I mean, ain't nobody. Man, I could go on for days.
No, I feel you, man. I
got problems, man.
The proudest moment, from anybody in our community, in Memphis, is if they're going to be a preacher. Man. No, I feel you, man. It's and I'm right there with you. I was in my late 20s before I even took evolution seriously, because this whole false dichotomy between scripture and evolution, I ignored it. So here I was, 20 something years old, working with a guy who was owning my ass on a daily basis with evolution. And I'm like, wait a minute, man, let me take a look at this, but it was that long before I was able to kind of unlock my mind and start. So I feel you, man. I'm 42 years old, bro. I'm still learning. A lot of shit I was behind the 8 ball on because of this leave it to God and faith bullshit. I mean, it was, I'm with you all the way on it. But I think the key there is not necessarily God, it's religion. Religion is the problem. Like I was talking about, it's these good old boy clubs. It's these, everybody's friends with who you saw at church and had Sunday dinner with, and all this. That's all that matters. Don't matter how stupid you are. They don't care nothing about that. As long as you praising God while you're stupid, then you're doing the right thing. And in my community, the white community there, the poor white community, it's the same way, man. It's like people meth addicts and stuff. It's like, well, God's got a reason. God's got a reason. I'm like, man, wake the hell up. No, it's not about, yeah, God's got a reason. He spun the world up, started it up, put all these mechanisms in it and let it ride. He's there, but it doesn't mean that he interferes with our micro lives. You can't sit there and tell me that one day God's just going to take all this away for all this bad and negative stuff while you're still making the decisions to go to these neighborhoods and these people and do the shit that you're doing, and they put it all. And that is what religion has done. It has made people believe. I just did, I've got a video on my channel that I just uploaded where I did an interview with a guy on the street in New Orleans, on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. And this guy's been on the street for 8 years. He's 27 years old, has a cocaine addiction. And some of the things that I heard from him, there's a lot of stuff I edited out and a lot of things that we talked about off camera. And it's the same bullshit, man. It's the same. God's going to take it from me one day. God's going to take it from, and you'll actually hear me on the camera tell him, when he gets ready to get rid of the cocaine, don't go to these faith-based places. Go to a recovery center that's science-based, one who's looking at because this whole 12-step program, you look at the numbers, it's not successful at all. It works for some people, but it's, according to the numbers, the recidivism rate is astronomical. So something's wrong there if you're just teaching people to go through these 12 steps and believe in a higher power and whatever. It doesn't work. We need science-based shit. And that's what I told him. I said, don't go to one of these faith-based places. Go to one of these centers that, that focuses on science and results. That way you can kick the habit. And I told him straight up, I said, don't rely on God. And not because I didn't think that God's not capable of delivering somebody or something like that. We use God as a crutch. And a lot of religious people, they just want to wake up every day and take that cane of God, and just walk around through the day with God. Oh, I just leave it to God. I just leave it to God. You won't hear any of that from the Jewish people. They don't act like that. They get up and they do what they're supposed to do every day to the best of their ability, and they let God judge them in the end. This Christianity that we know it's garbage, man. It's flat out garbage. It's not, and even on a grander scale, religion in general, the old cliche, it's mind control, it's controlling people, blah, blah, blah. To an extent, it does. You can't help but notice how people are mindless sheep, just following what their pastor tells them, just, what their Aunt Sally's telling them, all these different people that they trust. You just got to have faith. You got to have faith. You got to have faith. To show me in the Bible where it says to go do whatever the hell you want, any way you want, and just have faith and God will fix it. You won't find it. It's not there. That's what we've made of it.
So when it comes to faith, right? I have this thing, and I tell people they I don't the faith that most people tend to have in their God. I put that faith in me and you, people, us, right? I believe, Eddie, that we could do if we could just fucking come to damn together, man. All the way, meaning just like people caring about fucking people, man. I think we can put a dent in some shit. That's where I put my faith. I believe in that shit, even though it don't happen, like that. It happens, but not as much as I would like. I'm holding on to that fucking belief that me and you, regardless of how different we fucking look on the inside, is the same shit. Fucking throat, right. Adam's apple, organs, chest plate, rib cage, spine is the same shit in there for the most part. It's
and
like
this is an aspect that needs to be talked about more, and that is and I don't mean this in the derogatory sense, but the quote unquote embracing of the white man's religion. This is the very same religious bullshit that allowed people to think that it was okay to do what they did to African Americans in this country. So you being on your side, you have a different perspective. I've been through a lot of bullshit in my life. I've been treated terrible by police officers, all of this, but never to the extent that my black friends were. It was always something there, even by black police officers. It was always I didn't get it as bad as they did ever. So you have this whole different dynamic where you're sitting back and you're looking and you're like, wait a minute, this is the same religion that allowed the enslavement of your people. This is the same religion that allows the mindful enslavement of people today, allowing them to appeal to this mystery and this faith and all of these different things. My position is, I think you have every right to be angry. You have every right to be pissed off. You have every right to rebuff it, because the anti-intellectualism that's there is dangerous. That is what led to the bullshit that happened in this country. That is what's led to millions and millions of people, voting. People vote according to how they view their religion. I mean, come on. I'm a libertarian. I don't give a shit about the Democrats or the Republicans, but you have people out there who are voting strictly because of their religion, and that's dangerous. We have, and I'm with you 100%. This religiosity that we have in this country, especially in the South where we're from, it's dangerous, man, because anti-intellectualism is always the first step to getting to, allowing atrocities to certain people. We've seen it. It's happened in history time and time again. And it's something that we've got to stamp out, any way possible. That's why I said, even though I'm a Christian, me and a lot of atheists actually have the same goal, and that's to get rid of this religious bullshit and to get rid of the anti-intellectualism.
I like that. You're gonna make me man. I think what you're saying, everything you're saying, man, is 100%. Is on point. And I mean, I couldn't fucking agree with you more if I could. That's real shit coming out your mouth. You ain't. I mean, I'm trying to find some religious bullshit. It ain't coming out your mouth. So I mean, I knew this was gonna be fun for me. I knew I was gonna enjoy talking to you, because I hear you speak. I'm like, man, that motherfucker that's nice. He's nice. I like him. He's nice. I always, I mean, like this is what I tell people, Eddie. Like, when you watch my fucking video, you know this, but when you watch my fucking videos, I'm not talking, I take my people out of it. When I say fuck your God, fuck your religion, and fuck what you believe, and you bitches gonna stop believing this shit, I'm not thinking about fucking brute facts podcast. I'm thinking about them motherfuckers in my hood, them motherfuckers down my street. That's what I'm thinking about. I really
let me tell you real quick too. I mean, don't change a thing.
Right.
Don't do it any different, man. Don't do it. I'm serious, because you gotta have, because if we got people pulling on this side, we need people pulling on this side, because if we don't get people pulling on both sides, we're never gonna settle out in the middle. And that's the problem, is we have too many extremes, and we don't have people settling out in the middle. And you and Oz and all these, even though I give Oz a lot of shit, his show, and a lot of them, all of that, in the end, it's going to be a benefit, because think about how long it took for LGBT people in this country to even be looked at as normal people because of religion. I mean, come on. Because of religion. They're fucking people, man. I don't give a shit what they choose to do on their own time. That doesn't matter to me.
Right.
You know, it's religion. Oh, no. We got to save people's souls. That's wrong. That's evil. Show me how many heterosexual couples aren't in there watching porn, aren't in there cheating on their wives or cheating on their husbands, or if you're going to call that sin, we all live in sin. There ain't shit we can do about it.
Let's get it.
So I would tell you, man, don't change a thing. And I watched your videos. You don't bother me one bit. I'm right there with you. I mean, I'm not as colorful, but still, I'm right there with you, man. I don't disagree with a lot of the stuff you say. And I being from Memphis and seeing, you know, how it is in your community the best that I could as an outsider. Shit, you got every right in the world to be as pissed off as you want to be.
Shit, I forgot. This is what I was gonna tell you. Like, I don't know where you at with all this shit, but like the God debate it means nothing to me. I don't care for it. I mean, I know we, like what you said, we have people in place for that. But me personally, like, ain't no fucking debate. We can talk about, we can have a conversation like me and you are doing, but the debate on whether or not the God exists don't fucking matter. It's too late. When I keep saying this, I'm gonna make this my shtick or whatever. But how you say that word?
Hell, don't ask me, man. I'm from Memphis too. Shit. Shtick, I think it is.
Shtick. But man, in my honest opinion, ain't no debate, Eddie. What we talking about? Is the damage has already been done. Let's get more people to secular. That's not, I mean, you typed it out, but I don't know how to fucking say the word.
Look, check it out. He's from Tennessee too, and he's gonna try to tell us how we're supposed to say shtick. Get out of here, secular. No, I love him though. He's cool.
Yeah, and speaking of secular, I have never had a like conversation with him, but that man like my best friend down there. I ain't never like.
You need to hang out in Discord, man.
I ain't never looked him in his eyes. He don't even know me. And it's like, bro, like I got when he did his deconversion story on Neil's podcast, Neil's show, I was fucking at work, but I saw what he looked like for the first time. I ain't say two words to him. I just was fucking smiling and waving. It's like, bro,
he's like, damn, secular white as hell. Shit.
with the long hair and the blue eyes. Jesus.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. He has worked on that accent so well. I couldn't even tell he was from Tennessee. And we was hanging out in Discord one night, and he drank a little more and drank a little more. And then I heard that y'all come out. And I was like, there it goes. There it is. Yeah. He's from Tennessee. He tries to hide it a little bit, but yeah. I hear it slipping in him.
Yeah, but nah, man, ain't no fucking. He thought he was old. I mean, secular rarity. No, that sounds like a old head. You know,
that's an old head. That's what I get called all the time. Old head.
I thought it looked like Matt Dillahunty.
I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't no old head, man. I ain't spent that much time in prison. Shit.
I thought he was one of you, like man, you know. I just thought he was completely different from what he was, man. He young cat, my young brother. But no,
that's not as bad as over at Oz's channel. They thought secular was a girl forever.
Secular, wow. Oh,
and he's so nice, he wouldn't correct them on it. And finally, I was like, bro, it's a dude. He's not a girl. He's a dude. I don't know how they ever got that mixed up. You haven't done that as bad as Oz did. That's right.
How you gonna catfish the atheist, man? crazy.
And I want to say something real quick, man.
I'm listening.
Kyle, man, he said he's been around for a while, and I haven't run into Kyle too much, but I've run into him a lot lately, man. And Kyle, man, you're cool as shit, bro.
Yeah,
you're cool as hell, man. I dig the shit out of you.
He did me a favor that people won't find out about until it's time. He know what I'm talking about though. We up here, Kyle. Hey, but nah, yeah, that's my dog. But I mean, man, Eddie, man, ain't no debate, man. I mean, we can if the like we saying, you know, the whole fundamentalist religion shit. It already they fucking did what they did. They damage, and they put their fucking foot on everybody's neck. Ain't no fucking. The debate is pointless, whether you believe it or not. We need to get like what you saying. Let's get away from that shit as far as possible. Run the other way. Let's go far right or far left away from that. That's what we can do. That's what I'm on. I ain't really. I mean, if the time comes where they need Black Atheist Ranch to get on stage and do his thing, I got him. I promise I got you. I got suits and ties, and I'm gonna fucking work on my argumentation, and I got the voice for it. I just, but it ain't.
I'll tell you what, I can give you. I can give you some arguments, man. Teach you how to argue against theism real good. I'm telling you, I've been in philosophy of religion long enough now. I know the arguments that are tough to deal with, and I'll tell you the two for anybody that's listening now. The two that every theist struggles with, whether they admit it or not, is the evidential problem of evil and divine hiddenness. Those are the two. Those are the two you got to stick with because they are extremely powerful. They are two that I struggle with to this day, and I've been in philosophy of religion for years.
I'm about to ask you a question, Eddie. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you something. This is another loaded question, but
don't hold back, bro. Just fire away, man. Fire away.
Do you thank God for your water? Do you have a sink in your home? Do you have a sink? That's what I want to know.
Let me tell you honestly, there are a lot of times where, and I'm 42, man. So sometimes I lay down at night and I literally just thank God for a bed. Whether it's him giving it to me or not, just in case, I thank God for a bed. It's the little things that I am so appreciative of. Air conditioning, man. Sometimes my background is HVAC. Sometimes I'd walk in the house from being on a rooftop all day long and sit down in the chair, and I'm like, man, thank you, God, for air conditioning. And I mean it. If God's real, it's these small miracles, man. It's the small things that I think matter so much. And I think that's actually a fantastic question. Because how many people want to thank God for the Mercedes? How many people want to thank God for the Jaguar? How many people want to thank God for a $300,000 house, but they ain't got the time to mess around with running water, air conditioning, a bed, stuff like that. It's like, if you really believe and you really want to thank God, how about the little things? Do you thank God for those little things? So I don't want to say I'm a pragmatic theist in the sense that I just do things in case God exists, but there are a lot of things I do in case God was responsible for it. Because I try to be as humble as possible, and I don't want to take credit for something that I do, if it really wasn't me doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I got you. I asked you that because I saw you on Khalil's channel yesterday, and last time, I mean, I don't know. It gets under my skin. I ain't gonna lie to you. What Jenna said? She said, "Tell the truth, shame the devil or some shit." But she said, She said, "Say the truth or spare the." I can't think. She'll type it in the thing. Type what you be saying, Jenna. But like it gets under my skin, and it bothers me when when people thank God for anything, even
Yeah.
it, like, I mean, even if they believe in him, I would say I might need to go to therapy for that. Like, it really bothers me because I'm like, I mean, I don't tell the truth. There you go. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Yeah, but
If I ain't heard that a million times.
but but like, man, I get triggered and
That's cool.
I
That's
get
fine though.
upset. I do. I
That's
really do, man. Like just
that's
now, I'm like,
no, but that's cool because like I said, man, we need people on the other side, man. We need people pulling from that side because that's the only way we're ever going to find some kind of norm. That's the only way we're going to at least try to settle because what you've been subjected to, bro, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm right there with you. I am probably people all the time ask me when I'm going to become an atheist or ask me all the time, am I an atheist? I take that as a compliment, because I
you're
want
so
to be
good.
fair. Well, I
Nice.
want to be fair. I want to be
Yeah.
honest and I want to be fair. I don't want to bring this false bravado and this false assurance and certainty that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's extremely dishonest of a lot of Christians. Oh, I know God exists. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really know God exists? Tell me what you were doing last night. Tell me if you really knew God existed, then there's not a moment in your life you wouldn't be trying to
Right.
please God.
I mean, I don't think they really believe that shit. But
No, they're lying to themselves.
but man, like, I mean, I think, being in that fucking struggle and shit, not eating, not having nowhere to sleep, not have, man, when I see motherfuckers, because like I said the last time I went live, like, think of the analogy that I was thinking I came up with is like this, we I'm not asking for Gucci purses and Gucci. I said purse. I'm thinking about the Young Thug. He wear a lot of, but I'm not asking for like super extravagant shit. I don't need a Ferrari. I don't need a fucking 17 bedroom mansion with gold toilet seats. I don't need all that. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna create motherfuckers to run on food and water, how dare you not give it to them? It ain't about I want God to just be this whole give us everything we ask for, but it's like a car. Imagine, Eddie, imagine these motherfuckers are making cars that run on gas and nobody goes to the gas station, or there are no gas stations that exist, but it run on gas now, but none of us go to the gas station. There are no gas. It's one gas station in the whole fucking world on the other side of Pluto somewhere. We'd be like, you'd be like, what the, who came up with this stupid ass system where we built these systems of transportation to run on some that we not putting in it, or we not even filling these motherfuckers, or we don't even have gas stations here. Why would we create cars to run on gas and we not putting gas in it? That's how I look at this whole God. I'm not comparing God to cars. The analogy is,
No, I know what you're saying, man.
why are you creating things to run on something that you're not giving them? It's almost as if you don't want these motherfuckers to run.
I can give you an intellectual answer to that, but I'll spare you. Because I mean, I'm with you, man. It's I struggle all the time. The fact that in this country, most of us have the basic necessities, and there's so many around the world who don't. And also, I want to shout out my boy Christian. What up, Christian? I love
He's
Christian
in the chat.
Watkins,
Christian,
man. Yeah,
what's up, man?
he's cool. He's cool people. I'm with you, man. I literally look at these pictures and of starving children and things like that, and damn near cry. And I'm like, and I ask the same questions: why can't they at least just have food? What did they do? Why are they? And I can't give you a satisfactory answer to that. It's something that I struggle with myself, and it just goes back to I am convinced that God exists, but these are things that puts a lot of, kinks in the armor. It just, I don't get it, man. I really don't, and I don't have a good answer for you.
Man, it's just like what I asked you that this morning when I woke up. I was on YouTube and I saw a video, man. I just bust out fucking crying. Like, I'm like, damn, it's just hard. It's heartbreaking and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
You got dudes going through that, women going through that, and then you got people who fucking get on their knees 7 times a day or get on their knees. Man, that got to be the, I don't know, like I'm looking into what that is, what I'm gonna call that, but that's some sick business to me, man.
Yeah.
Eddie, I'm gonna use you, Eddie, man. I would not respect somebody that tried to fucking cause harm to you, put their hands on you, treat you wrong. They have to come see Bar, and I kick ass for my folk. I would beat ass for you. As I'm 5'7", 5'8", 200 pounds. I knock motherfuckers down for you, dog.
Man, get out of here, man. Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, this shit. Well, I'm like 5'8", man.
I'm 5'7", 200 pounds.
What?
I swear.
But see, I got these pictures out.
That's crazy. That's crazy. We're both from Memphis, both 5'7", both 200 pounds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
looking good.
That's what I'm talking about.
You look good. Well, you look like $1,000 right there. You looking good, man. But no,
I wore my favorite shirt for you.
I was gonna put on mine. I was like, I don't want to,
No, I like the sweater. The sweater, the hat, the headphones. See, I got some good headphones, man, but they're twice as big as my head. So I'm like, shit, I don't know how to rock it, and now I know how to rock it, man. I'm gonna have to put a sweater on, and then put the headphones on, and then I can look like Bar.
Yeah, man. Hey, I would have probably tried to hug you through the computer. You would have had a damn sweater with the hat, jacket. Oh yeah, man. But
I gotta see you got that Memphis swag one way. I got that Memphis swag the other way.
No. I like, if you were to bump into me in public, I dress well. I won't say I don't wear no damn cargo shorts. You got on cargo shorts or? I ain't wearing no khakis, but like, I'm
gonna lie and say I'm wearing pants.
But no, I do my thug this. I look, I like to dress up. So if you saw me in public, like, man,
is Cynthia from Memphis?
I don't know, but I'm sending her a chat right now. Cynthia,
we're gonna have to do a Memphis stream, man.
Yo, no,
yeah.
I mean, speaking of Cynthia, that's she.
Kyle wants to know how big that mug is. Well, this mug is pretty big, and this mug next to this mug.
No, I ain't got nothing against khakis. I just saying, what I'm saying. You won't catch me in I know. I actually like the khakis on, like, for some odd reason, white man.
He likes them on white folk.
Y'all rock that shit. Man, y'all be in the Bass Pro Shop looking good. But I can't.
Yeah, it's just like the Nike basketball pants. See, we can't rock that stuff like y'all can. We try, but we just can't rock it like you do. So I know what you mean.
It look good on y'all.
Dude.
He's 6'4", 240. In this corner, weighing at 245 pounds. Man, that's
Neil out of the chat. He's too damn tall.
Where my moderators at, y'all? Y'all got them. Y'all got them screws by your name. Let's get it. Cynthia said she enjoyed our freestyle. Me and Cynthia made a song, Eddie.
I watched.
I'm gonna go back and clip that shit. And we gonna fucking use that motherfucker. I'm gonna use that shit. I gotta use it.
I saw Cynthia. She showed up and showed out. I saw it.
That's my dog. That's family right there. That is family.
She did. She did me proud.
Yeah. I'm a Bar. We can't moderate. Oh. But nah, man, Eddie, it's Do you feel welcome? Do you feel like you're at home, man? Because I'm
Oh yeah.
comfortable.
Oh
You
yeah.
made
Oh
me
yeah.
feel comfortable, man. I like talking to you.
Yeah, it's you know what I'm saying? It's I don't I've been around people my whole life I disagree with, and we can disagree disagreeably. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
agreeably.
Mm-hmm.
And but no, like I said, man, I mean it. And I'm true to that I totally understand and respect where you're coming from. I've seen the same bullshit my whole life. I've seen the same things, different family members out there, in the streets acting up, and uh they just want to praise God for everything, and I'm just like, why, like I said, when I was in the streets, I didn't if you'd have asked me, I'd have probably said I was a Christian or I believed in God or something. But the way I lived, if there's a certain way we're supposed to live, it sure as hell wasn't like a God existed, And when I came to terms with that, with the beliefs that I had, the anti-intellectualism and all that, it was earth shaking, man, to learn the things that I learned and realize it's all lies, and that's what it comes down to.
Did you see my rap, man? I killed Oz with that fucking line.
It's, let me tell you something, man. You did Memphis proud, man. Because
Oh shit!
no, I'm serious. Oz is a heavyweight, man. I've seen Oz freestyle quite a few times. Oz is a heavyweight. And, you did us proud, man. It was he got you on one or two rounds, but I think
Me.
you took the rest of them. Yeah,
I know when I done got killed. He killed me a couple times, but
it took you a minute. The thing was, it took you a minute to warm up. But once you got warmed up, and it started coming, you got relaxed. The bars started flowing. No pun intended.
Yeah,
and
that's how you get
it. Yeah, but I love Oz freestyle, man. You can tell he's been doing it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But you think about it, man, big old goofy white dude driving around the car freestyling all day.
Yeah.
I love you, Oz. I'm just playing.
But nah,
I only say that I can't freestyle, so like Kyle, I'm a writer,
shit,
man.
You can. That's cap, man.
I'll write you some bars, but I can't freestyle it.
See, the way to do it is the best way to do it is the way Cynthia did it. Don't try to just fucking. She was just literally like a poet. She was just saying the words.
Yeah.
Like she's rhyming and just rhyming. You ain't even got to sound. I ain't. I don't know how to fucking rap, but shit, when that beat drop, hey, I'm gonna give you whatever I.
That instinct kicked in. It's time to go.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm from where we rap. We rap just because. Hey, motherfucker. So it's like,
what is everybody I grew up with, man? They were all freestyle. We'd have our own little rap battles and stuff, and I'm just sitting over there like, yeah, y'all get it. I'll write shit down. Y'all get it.
I think I would kill Oz if I actually sat down and put some pen to some paper. I think I could put up a fight against him for real, like real.
I hear
deal.
a challenge.
Rap.
Yeah. Well, see, my problem is I'm really, really ADHD, so my mind doesn't think that quick. I'm serious. It's sometimes I get flustered easy. Sometimes it'll just come, and I just go. It's like it's got to be. It's kind of a spontaneous thing if I'm inspired or something like that. I can let it roll. But if I'm not inspired and I get put on the spot, my whole brain just locks up. It's like, nope. Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing out here rapping, and what y'all screwing? And, just stupid bars come out and stuff. Flowetry. I like that, Neil. Oh, Cynthia said it. Flowetry.
She can sing too. I don't know nobody heard.
Oh, I could hear it. I could hear that soul when she started getting into it. I could hear it. She got that Delta soul.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna take a page out of Neil's book, right? I'm gonna like do the whole after party thing, but I'm not gonna call it the after party. I'm just gonna fucking because you know, people watch these fucking streams and they come back. They like the people who don't catch them. They come back and they like fucking 6 hours long, and they don't know it's just the first hour and a half that you're supposed to take, and the rest is just me fucking around with my folks, my loved ones and shit, right? And so how I'm gonna take a page out of Neil's book and I'll just fucking like do the whole monologue or the session, and in that shit, and then start another one where I'm fucking, you know, the whole 9 yards. That's what I'm gonna do. But
well, you know what? You already done better than me because you got an interesting hour and 35 minutes. Hell, it's hard for me to get an hour on my show. I'm just I'm ready to cut it off. I'm like, shit, I don't know what else to ask you. Let's just roll.
Is he like I don't know if you heard of his name's Jesus Unfollower. That was the first. Yeah. That's the first person show I ever went on when I was doing YouTube. He let me come on his show. I was like 650 subscribers in, and he was like, "How the fuck do you go live 5 and 7 hours?" I'm like, I don't be talking the whole time. I shut the motherfucker. I let my other motherfuckers get on and they take over the show. That makes it easier for me because I was trying to get the fucking 4,000 watch hours. We got that shit like 2 months because everybody would just 6. Like go look at my past streams. Them motherfuckers 4, 5, 7 hours long. The last one was like 6. I'm like, bro, if you watch that shit, I'm not fucking talking the whole time. I'm like, I say my little spiel, get it all out. This is my therapy. I get it out and I just let it go.
I learned with Mikey Famine, if he's drinking, don't get on one of his. Don't get on one of his. Man, we went all night long and then he posted it. I thought we were just bullshitting in the backstage, you know, and we did for a while. And then next thing I know, I got an alert says Mikey Famine uploaded video, and I was like, oh shit, no, he didn't. No, it's like, come on, bro, I got an image to uphold. I'm supposed to be a Christian. What do you? Why are you posting that?
Man, that's my dog.
I don't. Yeah, I love Mikey, man. Mikey's
me some Mikey.
Yeah,
he called me. He be like his nickname for me is Memphis Cuz. He was like, "What's up, Memphis Cuz?"
Memphis Cuz. That's what I'm talking about. Where's Mikey in Chicago? He's Chi-Town. So.
Yeah, I lived in Chicago too though, so he think we related.
Okay.
He might be my cousin though. No,
he
cap.
Might be.
no cap. That might be my little cousin, a big cousin.
I was gonna say that's a Memphis thing, man. Everybody's a cousin somehow, some way.
We related in some way.
Yeah, we got family in New Orleans, we got family in St. Louis, we got family in Chicago. It's like all the family just went right up and down the river. You know, I've got family from Chicago, I got family from St. Louis. It's I haven't found any from New Orleans yet, but I'm gonna have to find some family from New Orleans so I can get that whole path taken care of.
I got family.
I'm down for an after show, man. If y'all want to cut up.
Neil said I never invite him on the show, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought I don't know.
You were too big for him.
Yeah. Hold on, him or me and him, or I don't know.
Him. That was a double entendre. So he's a big guy and he's got a lot of subscribers. So
yeah. Nah, but Neil, come on, man. You know you can come on the show anytime, big bro. Anytime.
I like Neil. Neil's cool.
Me too. I just hate that I'm never able to get in on the fucking after parties because I'm always at work. I'm like, man, I just want to sit and chill with, student Dr. Ben and B and just be he and because I like all of them. I like to listen to them talk, but I be want to talk to their ass, my damn self and shit. I be want to include myself.
Yeah, I got hell. I think I'm subscribed to more atheist channels than I am theist channels. I gotta balance that out. Everybody keeps thinking I'm an atheist.
Man, what keeps me going is I'm subscribed to more Christian YouTubers than I am atheist. I'm subscribed. I watch a lot of Christians on YouTube, man. And that shit keep me going. Like I will never run out because every time I wake up, it's a new fucking video about why we should believe in God and how these are the end times.
More bullshit. Come on.
The mark of the fucking beast, man. I have work. I'm gonna give me one of them little soundboard things like Pasta Mike got, and I'm gonna rip into some shit.
You're a glutton for punishment. That's what it is. He's like, no, this is what gets me going. This is what gets me
Love
going
it.
in the daytime. That's what
Man. I love it. But no, man, we can end it, and I'm gonna do an after party or some side stream shit or whatever, and hopefully Secular come on, Neil come on. We got Jenna in there. I want to see
I'm
my
down.
people.
Yeah.
Kyle came on last time I went live, so whatever. Cynthia. Hopefully she come stop by, give me a little hug or something, say what's up to me. But yeah, But no, man, Eddie, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna have.
I was looking forward to it, man. For real.
I knew I was going to enjoy myself talking to you because I ain't, it ain't a lot of Christians that when they talk, I listen to them, but when they talk, I actually fucking will listen and shit. And like, it was one time you was in Discord just talking about some other shit. I was like, man, he sound like, that dude, and then I listened to you on other shows talking to Oz and on your show and on, I just like, man, I want to talk to his ass.
Yeah, and just for anybody that's listening, and I mean, this is me. I keep it real. I don't care to impress anybody. I don't care who I piss off or who I impress or who I don't. My whole goal is, I've been lied to so much in my life and let down so many times that I just want to be me, man. I just be honest, open. That's when I don't know, just say I don't know, because there's many times in my life that I wish somebody just said, I don't know. I'd have been totally cool with it. You ain't got to have an answer for everything, and we can admit that we have our own, for the theists out there, man. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you have struggles. There's nothing wrong with not being certain that God exists. There's nothing wrong with any of that. Look at you gonna put that fire ass thumbnail up, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. He's proud of that.
That motherfucker gonna be here for a bit. I just want, yeah. I'm gonna let it show when we done. I ain't mean to distract you or cut you off.
No, you're all good, man. And I love the comment that you put in for the stream, talking to an ally, because that's the way I feel. That's the way I feel about it, because even though we're on different sides of the fence, we got the same goal, and that's to get rid of this religious bullshit, get rid of this anti-intellectualism, because we're smart enough to know where it leads, and that's a road we need to head off as soon as we can.
Sound good. I'm Secular has been plugging your channel the whole fucking stream, but
I love Secular.
Yeah, I can't wait till him to fucking come talk to me. But now
I was trying to share yours so my subscribers would get an alert and could come over here, but I don't have enough subscribers to share yours. So
what kind of subscribers you got over there though? They might be
shit. I got almost all atheists. What are you talking about?
Cause shit, I'm fucking subscribed with the bell on, so I know I've been.
What? Most of my subscribers are probably already yours anyway. So
damn, that's crazy. Fucking crazy.
I'm telling you, man. My chat is about 60-40 every time. It's 60% atheist, 40% because religious. The religious folks don't like that I keep it real. Some do, but a lot of them don't like that I keep it real, and a lot of the atheists do like it. So I'm just gonna be me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Thank you, Secular. You
rock. Yes, sir.
Tennessee born, baby.
Yeah, we gotta do a Tennessee stream, something like that'd be dope. Me, you, who? Cynthia said she got folks in Memphis from Memphis.
Me, Secular.
Mikey, since we related, it's a lot of people that got folks from Memphis or that know people in Memphis. So shit, that might be
I'm talking about
20 people on the fucking stream.
Hell, go get young Dolph, man. So get him to come on. some Yogati.
The funny thing about what you just said is he's, you know, I'm from where he's from. Like I've seen him lately. He's the streets that I grew up on, walk on to this day. They shoot their videos in where I'm at, like in
Oh
my
yeah.
His latest rapper was the first person I got to fighting with when I moved to that hood, and we friends now. But like these people, that whole paper route, I know all of them. My brother,
That's cool. Though. I love and got all the respect in the world for, you know, people that remember where they came from, you know, and try to, and instead of being out there, you know, just building themselves up, you know, build up their neighborhood and where they came from. So, man, that's, you know, 360 did that for a long time. Then they went Hollywood and they, you know, became Hollywood, and 8 Ball and MJG, they bounced early. You know, they tried to claim Houston, and I think that's what messed up their career. But anyway, the people that keep it real and bring it back to the community, man, that's who I got the love for.
Yeah, for sure. I
think Cynthia making fun of my my dialect. I said young Dolph, not young dog. Come on now. Young dog.
Yeah.
You got to check out that Young Dog, man. That is one hell of a rapper.
But nah, man, I think we gonna go ahead and end it, Eddie. I'm gonna do the after party. So if you checking for it, you know, I'll see you then. Hopefully, some of our good friends come on and
I appreciate you having me on.
Yep. All right, man. Thank you for coming.
Peace.
Yes, sir. It's just me. Okay, y'all. Eddie is in the back. I'm about to end it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, just wanted to have a conversation with my dog. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's a Christian, he's not one of these fucking losers. Yeah, I said it. He's not a fucking loser. But I'm gonna do the after party in a minute. Hopefully I'll see y'all there. I love y'all. If I don't see you then, I love you. Take care. Peace, love, and happiness. You know. Play this damn thing, but